Hello and welcome to the Locomotive Podcast. I am Priyanshu, and in this podcast, we talk everything IMAT and Locomotive. Today, we have Atena with us who has successfully passed the IMAT exam. Hi, Atena.
Hello to everyone. It's good to be here. Thank you for having me.
We are honored to have you today. So let's get started. With the study planner you had, did you like the way the course was planned by Locomotive?
Yes, I completely was satisfied, and I liked each part of the planner that was considered every detail that we have to, or any problem that a student can have. So yes, I was completely satisfied and I liked it.
That's great. So before we move forward, I just want to tell everybody who's wondering who this guy is. So I also appeared for the IMAT 2022 with the guidance under the locomotive program, and I did not get in this year. So today I'm gonna tell you what not to do, and Athena is going to tell you what to do to pass this exam.
Okay,
So I
nice
also
idea actually.
yeah, yeah, that's why I was very excited to do this. Okay, so I also got the planner, the same planner you got, and I was very happy personally because it mentioned every topic. So I knew which every topic I had to study, and it told me to study it 3 times. First study session, second, and then revision. And it was very helpful. Okay,
Yeah, me as well.
how about,
Exactly, even
yeah.
they would tell you that which pages that you have to study, and that was really nice that you wasn't studying more or less, and you had just the topics, and that's all.
Yeah, it was very crisp. And personally, it was the right direction for all of us because we weren't wasting time on other materials. We knew what we needed to study, and it was very perfectly planned.
Yes,
And
exactly.
next question is, what did you think about the admin, and were you satisfied?
Yes, I was satisfied. I had a really good connection with my admin, and she or he, I don't know. They were like telling everything to me and answering in a very good time, no more than a day, maybe I can say no more than 2 or 3 hours, let's say. I really had my answer as soon as possible, let's say, and in a very nice time, and I wasn't confused because I knew I can ask everything, and they would answer me in a very good behavior, and I really liked my admin. I hope she or he is going to become a great person in their life because they helped me a lot.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Honestly, they were so helpful. And to have such a guidance where you can ask any question related to the IMAT is a very valuable resource. So I was very impressed by this mentorship that we had. And yeah. And what do you think were the differences you noticed before entering this program when you were self preparing for the IMAT and after entering this program?
First of all, for sure, it was discipline and the road that they show to you how to go. For sure, when you are preparing yourself, I'm not a native English or Italian person, so each of us we have different kind of exams in our countries, and they are different from the IMAT. And because we were preparing for them, for sure. Okay, for me it was like that. Um, we think that it's like that, we have to study like that exam for this, but it's not like that. You need someone to tell you how to study and give you a guideline, and that was the most important thing for me, to have a planner, to have a good and useful planner, to and the thing that I know it will work. So I'm going to say, if I wanted to say in a word, discipline. Before that, I didn't know what to do, where to start, which sources are good, because when I was asking from different students, they were like saying many sources. You can study that, you can study this is good, this is bad. And each person had different opinions for sure. But I couldn't have any conclusion from them because someone said, okay, source A is very nice. Someone said, no, it's awful. And someone else said, yeah, it's not bad. I was like, okay, what should I do right now? Which source is better? I wanted to be a complete one that when I study that one, I will be sure that I'm managing everything, I studied everything, and I don't need anything else, something complete. And by having this planner and by the help of admins, for sure, I had it, and I am really happy to have that planner.
Yeah, personally as well. I was completely directionless. I had just found out about this amazing opportunity that is IMAT, and I didn't knew what to do. So I was following that locomotive, and I asked them so many questions. And even before I was their student, they helped me a lot with the from their Instagram, and it was so resourceful. Then they opened their second program from their course, and I enrolled in that, and I knew what I needed to do and what I had to avoid and what topics I needed. It was just perfectly planned, and I really liked it.
Exactly, same for me.
Yeah. So, what do you think? Would you recommend this course to the students who are going to appear for the IMAT next year?
In personal opinion, yes. If you are the type of person or student that, like me, you can't know where to start, how to start, which source you have to, and overall, you need a person to tell you all of this. Yes, I will recommend it for sure to the students, but it depends on the needs that they have. Maybe it cannot satisfy their needs. Maybe they need more, or maybe they are the type of person that they can afford their needs and meet their needs by themselves. But I overall recommend it.
Okay. I feel the same way. They are great people. They are doing this so generously, and they're providing everything you need to succeed in this exam. Personally, what I did wrong was I was focusing on too many directions. I was preparing for my country's exam, and I focused majorly on that. And because of that, I couldn't focus on the IMAT. And that's why I didn't get the score I wanted. Even though I was studying properly, I was giving the test, and yeah, I'll tell you more about what happened to me and in later. Okay, when did you graduate?
I have to add something before you go on. Sorry. I'm
Yeah, yeah.
really agree with the part that you said they are really generous. Unfortunately, when students start to come in this road and start this trip to IMAT, they will see that unfortunately people are just taking advantage, and they're just thinking about money and having a profit from this. But I haven't seen something like that in Locomotive. Of course, we paid, but in a very logical amount, and it's nothing for us really. And there wasn't any pressure when you wanted to pay, like there wasn't any pressure. They will help you, they will wait for you whenever you wanted. You could just pay, and they respectfully wait for you and tell you if you need any help, if they can do anything for you. And it was really, really nice, and changed my mind completely about the persons and about the um, people that they are working in this field.
Yeah, absolutely. You're absolutely right. Okay, let's move on. When did you graduate from school, and what was your background in the subject related to the IMAT?
I have graduated 3 years ago, 2019. If I'm not, yes, 2019. I I was a pharmacy student in my own country, and before that, I am an Iranian girl. So we have something weird. Maybe I haven't seen something like that in other countries, but we have schools that they call talented schools for, and I don't know,
Yeah.
right or wrong, they separate students. I
Yeah.
was studying in that kind of school. I was in a talented school in my hometown, and yes, I think I didn't have bad background. I had good background, acceptable.
Okay, that is great. And when did you start studying for the IMAT?
Actually, this year was my second year to attending IMAT exam, but last year I haven't studied yet really. Mm, about maybe less than a month, because when I found out about IMAT, it was really late, like 3 months before the exam, and many things happened that, if you want to say, I just studied 1 month or less for it. But this year I have started from February, and from April I joined to Locomotive, which between these let's say parts, between these starting with Locomotive and starting by myself, I was studying really, but then I felt really that I need the planner that I can't make myself, so I joined the Locomotive.
Okay, so you were studying. How did you study for individual sections? Because I personally know you can be very confused about what to do. So how did you study for that?
Um, First of all, I'm going to go with biology, which is the most important part, let's say, kinda. And I just studied the sources, not many sources, just two sources, the Cambridge and the uh, sorry, I forgot the name of the book.
I
Uh, what?
Was it IB book? The IB book?
No, oh really, come on. It was the locomotives, one of locomotives resources, but I forgot the name, sorry.
Oh,
But I just studied the sources. For chemistry, I studied IB diploma and just one source because I hadn't really much time to go with another source. And then I just decided and tried to not to study so much. I mean, not read so much and do the tests. Um, answer the tests in different books and past papers and all these things. I was really more confident with answering tests, and I prepared for example, for physics and mathematics like that. First, I was going with tests, and then I found out which part I have problem and I need to study. I went and study it, and again do the test. And let's say about the critical thinking, I just I didn't study anything. I just did the tests, and unfortunately, we don't have anything for general knowledge. I was just preparing myself as much as I could from YouTube, from Wikipedia, from different books. Whenever I had free time, I was just studying general knowledge to help to have a better score for sure. And it worked. Really, it worked. And I think I answered 5 questions of general knowledge this year.
Okay, that's great. Honestly, I want to write down these tips because that's what I'm going to do this year. That is very helpful when you do the exam and you find out what topics you need to study and revise and practice. That is great.
Yeah, I can recommend you and all the students that they are listening to this podcast. that don't forget to work on each section. Sometimes you can hear that, okay, just put your focus on chemistry and biology, they are the main ones, okay, forget about the others, you will go with that near to IMAT. No, that's completely wrong, that's completely wrong method. And you can think that, okay, I'm really strong with mathematics and physics. Let me just tell you from the person that was that from the tests. I was going like 100% or made with the mathematics. I was answering 100% of the tests, and um, maybe sometimes one unanswered, non-answered, not answered the test. No, it's not like that. It's not like you will afford it near to IMAT, because suddenly you will find out, oh, I have problem with this subject, and let's see. Okay, I don't have any time to work on it. Okay, let's go back to the chemistry and biology. But I can make you sure if you work on each section and be in a good place for each section. Okay, you're stronger in some of them, nice. For sure, it's for each person is different sections, but you have to be prepared for all of them, like literally all of them, even general knowledge that you don't know where to study from, but you have to be prepared in every way that you think it's useful. Don't forget mathematics and physics, that in my opinion this year it was a really key section, because they reduced the number of biology questions, and they increased the number of mathematics and physics. And the mathematics was let's say not hard, but they were different from the other years. So the students that they had a really good background with mathematics, they could be accepted really.
Absolutely. And I am guilty of that behavior because in my mindset, I had developed this mindset that I had to focus on only chemistry and biology. And now I know where I went wrong because I
Yes.
genuinely did not prepare enough for physics and mathematics. And that's where I lagged. And even for general knowledge, and because I believe critical thinking, we were doing so much test and practice, it was very, very helpful, right?
Yeah, it really needs many tests and questions to be answered, and then you will find out yourself in a place that, oh, I know these questions. It seems like I have been answering these critical questions since I was tried, something like that. But just by practicing a lot questions, you can be prepared completely.
Awesome tips. Honestly, I'm telling you personally, I'm having these live realizations here that what I need to do. And thank you so
Okay,
much for
happy to
that.
hear that.
Yeah. So, what would you say was the atmosphere at the test center? Because sometimes the environment is so anxious and anxiety inducing that it becomes difficult for you to focus. So, what was your experience?
Okay, I wasn't really this year. I wasn't really satisfied with my center. I had a really bad chance, let's say. Last year I was in Pavia University for my center. There were many students that you can't really believe how many they were. I was just by looking to the line that they had, I was like, okay, oh, about 800 people maybe, or for sure less, but in my opinion, when you're stressed, it's okay. How should I have the competition with all of them? They are for sure, they are all prepared. No, it's not. They are not all prepared. To the people who are taking the test in Italy, many of these students are Italian people whose their second plan, their plan B, is to take the IMAT test. For sure, they prefer to enter the university with their mother language. So they are here to just have a plan B. Don't panic. And but this year, my and I have to say that really the person, the I don't know who they were, maybe professors or maybe the staffs that they are working on Pavia University, they were all prepared and they knew what to do and had a really nice behavior with all of us. Even they really they tried to reduce our stress. And I can remember the manager of medicine faculty came and talked for us, and just a little bit humor, and that was nice, really helpful. But this year, in my class, I was in Bikoka University. As far as I knew, they were last year they were really nice, very good center, and I really didn't expect them to be this much unordered. And I can really say that they didn't know what to do. They they weren't just following the structure that Cambridge gave to them, and that was surprising for me. Why are you doing that? Even I can tell you that 10 people was in my class. 10, I mean the persons who are watching us, and I don't know what are they saying to them, but 10 people were there in our class, and the students maybe they were 50. So for each 5 students, there were one person, and the main one who was just reading the structure, it seems that it's their first time seeing this paper. That was ridiculous. And even they gave us 10 minutes less than the actual time that they have to give us. They started 10 minutes later. It was on 12:10 p.m. and they finished at the exact time that they had to finish. And they have to say 30 minutes before the exam finish and 10 minutes before the exam finish. They didn't say the 10 minutes before. And they suddenly say, okay, it's finished. So can you imagine how panicked and stressed we were all? I was like, oh,
Yeah.
what? Are you sure? Why didn't you told us? And in such exams, that timing is really key point. 10 minutes is so much. 10 minutes can be 2 or 3 scores that can change your position to be accepted or not to be accepted. And that was really bad. I wasn't really satisfied with my center this year, but the atmosphere was not bad. Not bad. It was okay. Less people, and that was better.
Yeah, even for me, the center I had, they started the exam 35 minutes late. And after that, they did give us the remaining time, but it was so difficult to manage because we didn't know when the exam was going to end. And it was just very, very rushed. They weren't prepared, they had no preparations, and it felt very, underwhelming. And it was just, I personally feel I am the stereotype of the crying person after the IMAT exam. And I feel like people need to do a better job when the exam has 60 questions. 10 minutes is very important. 10 minutes can change your trajectory.
Yeah, for saying and mentioning how important 10 minutes is. When I was taking the mock tests, like past papers, before IMAT, for the critical thinking section, I would put 10 minutes. So
Yeah.
think for a student, 10 minutes can be a section that they haven't answered. So
Yeah.
what are you doing? Okay, you think that Cambridge is taking this test, is holding this test, and they have to be prepared, and they are. You can see everything that they are from Cambridge is okay. It's fine. You just need the persons who are know what at least know what are they doing. I'm
Exactly.
telling you, I can say this for sure that the guy wasn't reading even one time from that paper, and that's not acceptable at all.
Absolutely. And now that we have discussed this, I have to ask a very important question. How did you manage time? You only had 50 minutes to answer 60 questions. It's beyond thinking, honestly, because I was crying. I couldn't finish my exam in almost 60 minutes. It was more or less 5 minutes. But how did you do it?
Actually, I told you, that was really a stressful situation, but the thing that I was telling myself, it's for everyone. Just the thing that I was thinking, and really it was a relief. That was okay. It's for everyone. If it's hard for everyone. Don't think it's hard for you. Don't just assist to answer one question. Okay, no, my mathematics is awesome. I have to answer this. No, come on. You have to go on. You will get the same point as a biology question. There is no differences. For example, they say, okay, you answered hard question. Okay, it's more points. I don't know. Maybe they change it this year because they have changed it for Italian exam, like Alpha Med, Talk Med. Um, if they make it this year, I don't know. But for me, it was like that. It was like that. I didn't assist on answering questions. I just when I saw that I cannot answer, I would just let it go and go on. And sorry for saying like it, but before that, it was not prepared. Before all of this, when they allowed us to open the answer book and the booklet, I had a real quick, I don't know, say paging or something, real quick look on the on the questions. And for me, I started with the subjects that I was more prepared for. And when I started with them, I had a real confidence that, okay, I answered many questions. Everything is okay. And that will release your stress. And then you can go on. So, my points are, first of all, when you are preparing for IMAT, when you are taking the past papers and answering them, just put time for each section. Like when you're saying you are putting 10 minutes for critical thinking, just put 10 minutes and don't assist on answering the questions. If you cannot, if it's taking time, go on. You can come back later. Okay? So if sorry, just have take the time, just put the time that you have had in your mind.
Yeah.
uh, the second point, as I told you, don't assist on the questions. And third, start with the sections that you think you are
More
more
con.
prepared for and you're better on them, because it gives you confidence. And that confidence relieves your stress, and after that your timing will be okay. So these are my tips and points for all the exam. I think nothing else, but if I remember something, I will mention.
Okay, sure. So I misspoke earlier. I just realized the exam is 100 minutes. And I just want to say something that anyone who's preparing, don't prepare for the 100 minutes. Just like Atena told us, it is very, not, they're very underprepared sometimes. And you have to be ready to do the exam under pressure. And you never know. So do the exam in 80 minutes. Practice the exam under 80 minutes. And hopefully that'll help you when you go and do the final exam, right?
Right, exactly. Like when you're preparing yourself, as Priyanshu told us, don't put 100 minutes. Like, you don't know what will happen in your center. You don't know what will happen to yourself even. So put it like 80 minutes, 90 minutes. Put less time and separate it to different sections, as much as you want, as much as you prepared, as many as questions that they have. So it depends on you. Each person's timing is different, but uh, let's say what to say it. Be stable with not stable. Just when you're saying that you are putting this time for this section, do that, and do not be creative in your test. Just okay, let's see if we change it, what will happen. No, come on, you have done this for many times. Do not do
Yeah.
anything else, just do that.
Yeah.
Like to be
And
let's say persistent to something. I'm not sure if it's like that or not, but to be persistent.
yeah. Okay. It has been said many times by Locomotive, and it was never a secret. One of the keys in succeeding in an exam like this is not giving into panic and stress, and which is very normal. At the beginning of the test, you can feel a lot of panic and stress. So, how did you manage it, especially under these conditions?
Yes, as I told you, for this I started with my before exam. I just closed my eyes, had long breaths, and trying not to pay attention to anyone else, because maybe the person who is sitting next to you, she or he is panicking or stressed or giving stress to you by watching them, or maybe another person in the class or in your center. So just close your eyes, have some deep breaths, and try to relax your body. It's just a test, like the tests that you have done before. And start with the sections that you are more prepared, and gain confidence. And then you will see that it's like climbing a mountain, and after that you will be coming down, and everything will go on, and you will even don't understand how it's going on, and it's not hard after that, just. And if you saw that you can't answer the first questions, for example, question 1, I don't know, question 2, I don't know, question 3, I don't know, it's okay, it's fine. Just go answer the others. Maybe you can answer the rest of it, all the questions at the rest. And if you
Yeah.
find the questions hard, I told you, I was telling myself this, it's hard for everyone. It's not just hard for you. No one is more prepared than you are. Okay, so be confident and believe on yourself, and don't think like, okay, oh, they are hard. Maybe I didn't prepared enough. Maybe I had to study more. Oh, what about how if even if they are from the subjects that I didn't study? Okay, no, there is no subject that you didn't study. They are just the questions that you have to put time for them, and you are in a time limit. Don't panic. It's okay. It's for everyone, really. And after exam, you will find that my